Hey everyone, my name is George, and I wanted to shoot this video to showcase the results that I've been able to achieve with this website. This is a Drywall website. They do drywall painting services out in Aurora, which is a suburb just outside of Chicago, Illinois. And if you look at this website, it's not a particularly aesthetic website, right? I mean, it's actually very simple, very plain. It's not a prize winner in terms of aesthetics or anything like that. But what it is it's very productive. Let me explain what I mean by that, right? So a website for a business owner is really, it's not meant to be the prettiest website. It's not meant to be, you know, the best looking website in town. But what it is meant to do is it's meant to generate leads and ultimately paying clients for your business day in and day out, right? It's supposed to do the heavy lifting for you so that you don't have to manually outreach to all of your potential customers, right? So it's supposed to bring inbound leads to you, your business, and help you grow your bottom line. So that's what I mean by this website is very productive. And let me just go through this website and explain to you why I've been able to achieve these results. And then not only on this website, but on dozens of others. And then hopefully just compare this one to one of my top competitors and show you why this one keeps outranking search after search after search for some keywords. So this, again, is a drywall and painting service company, right? As you can see here, I've got the phone number on the very top right, which is pretty much the very first thing that you see if you're scrolling on a mobile phone, and then on a desktop, you can see it right there, right at the top. But I want this to be very visible right up front, right? Because 60 to 70% of my search comes from mobile phones, right? So only about 30 to 40% comes from desktop. So it's very important that someone jump on my website and right away, just immediately, they can dial me if they want some of my services, right? So this is click to dial enabled. All they have to do is click on the button, and then it'll automatically start dialing on your phone. So another thing is my title tags up here, right? As you can see on the upper left, it says George's Drywall Hanging and Repair, local drywall contractor in Aurora. It's very optimized for the keyword plus the location, right? So again, it says, let me see if I can pull it up here. Okay, drywall hanging, which is a keyword, drywall repair, which is another keyword, drywall contractor, which is definitely another keyword, and then it's got Aurora, which is the town. It's actually about 200,000 people, and which is the town just outside of Chicago, about an hour away. So so that title tag alone right there is telling Google what this site is about, okay? It's a very powerful title tag, okay? So I definitely want to make sure that I've got that on every single page of my website that describes what that particular page is going to be about, okay? If you keep scrolling down, the one thing that you'll notice that's different about this website versus a lot of other, almost every single website that you'll see online, is that it's got a lot of content, okay? Not necessarily a lot of pictures or even videos for that matter, but it's got a lot of content. And you've got to think of your website as a bridge between what the user is searching for or what their query is and what Google thinks that your website is about and what it wants to serve up, right? So your website has to be that bridge. And the only way it can do that is by the amount of content that is on your site, right? So the more keywords, the more the key phrases that you talk about in your content, the more times that your website is going to be delivered for those queries, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. But that's really what it's about, okay? I've got several services pages here, right? Discussing drywall hanging, installation and repair, commercial drywall, interior painting, exterior painting, mudding and taping, things like that. But that's really it. But now let me show you what I've been able to do on the results though, right? Like Google organic results and map results. So here's one key phrase, drywall contractor in Aurora, right? And here's the website, or here's the company name, right? George's Drywall and Paint. As you can see, This is George's Drywall and Paint Service. Okay, they're number 2 on the maps, right? And if you scroll down, they're actually number 1 in the organics outside of these directory listings, basically, like Home Advisor, Yelp, Angie's List, House. All of those directory listings kind of don't matter in the search results for local, right? But I am number 1 here, just outside of those directory listings, right? And for this key phrase, I'm getting a lot of calls. People calling this number, who are looking for a drywall contractor in Aurora. Let me give you another key phrase: drywall installation in Aurora, right? Here, look at that. I'm number 1 for that key phrase. And then again, outside of the directory listings, right, which is those 2, I'm number 3 or number 1, basically, for that key phrase, right? So drywall hang and repair, George's Drywall and Paint. Here's another key phrase: drywall hanging. If you look at this, really no other company in my market, which is Aurora, Illinois, is really targeting that key phrase. And this drywall hanging is probably more for commercial, commercial purposes. And there's a lot of money in drywall hanging for commercial purposes, right? So look at that. I'm number 1 on the organics, and I'm the only one on the maps for that key phrase, right? Which is great. I'm getting those calls. I'm the only one really who's getting those calls. I'm even beating out these directory listings. Okay, here's another one: drywall repair in Aurora. This drywall repair, the reason why I think I'm a little bit lower on the listings is because I haven't really been putting that much focus into drywall repair. They tend to be a little bit smaller projects, which are okay, but I am trying to target more of these larger projects like drywall hanging, which are actually hanging sheets of drywall. So, but as you can see, I'm still on the maps. I'm the 3rd on the maps. And then outside of the directories, I'm number 1 again, right? And so I'm getting those calls. I'm getting those leads. Now, let me show you one of my competitors, right, who's Lone Wolf. And I'm going to show you the difference between my website and theirs, okay? This is Lone Wolf Drywall. This is just as an example to compare my website against his, but you can see that the amount of content that is on his site is next to nothing, right? I mean, I would say maybe you've got about maybe 100 words, not even. I mean, the text is so big that it makes it look bigger, but really it's probably about 50 words or so here, okay? And that's about it. It's got some projects, request form, and comments, but none of those have a lot of content, right? So let me show you a tool that I use. It's called Majestic. It helps me analyze how competitive a website is if I think that it helps me determine if I can outrank a site, basically, right? So here's my competitor, lonewolfdrywall.us, right? And here are the amount of backlinks that they have, right? A backlink, if you don't know, basically it's you see it all the time on websites where it's got a word that is highlighted in blue, it's underlined, and basically when you click on it, it takes you to another web page, right? Well, the more backlinks, the more strong backlinks that you have pointing to your website, the higher you're going to rank. Okay, so here's why Lone Wolf never outranked me in any of these search results, right? In none of these, this is why I'm number 1 on all of these search terms, right? Is because they have basically no backlinks, right? I mean, they've got 4, but really these 3, 1, 2, 3 have a no follow designation, which means do not pass along any authority to this website. So essentially 3 of them are useless, and 1 has a value of 0 anyways. So this site isn't really that strong of a site, right? It's not that strong. So now let me compare it to George's Drywall and Paint, which is mine. And as you can see, look at my backlinks, right? I've got a measure of 19, 18, 18, 18, 18, 8, 4, 1. The others are 0, but look at this. I mean, I've got a total of about 25 backlinks, and the first, let me see, let's say the first 5 are strong. This one is a no follow link, but okay. So maybe the first 4 are really strong, and the sixth one here is, it's decent. It's decent. I'll definitely take it. But that's why I've been able to outrank all of the other websites in my region, in my market, because I've done this backlinking as well. Not only have I put in a lot of content, but done the backlinking and all the on-site SEO that makes this a powerful site, okay? But now, what does that mean in terms of actual business, actual calls, right? If you look at this, here is my call log for the last 30 days, right? So from 12/26/19 to 1/25/20, okay? This is the last 30 days. And look at this. I mean, these are about 60 calls on a slow season for one site only, right? So each of these pages, I've got 3 pages. Each of these pages has about 20 calls, okay? As you can see, look at that. All of these calls. If you go to page 2, right? It's a little slow to load, but again, it's going to be another 20 calls. And then page 3 is about, well, here's page 2. And then page 3, I don't know, maybe about 15 calls or so, something like that. But this is only one site, and this is from December to January, which is the slow time of year, right? So during the peak of the year, I mean, probably getting, 100 plus calls a month from this one website because I was able to dominate the maps and the organic listings, okay? If you're a business owner and you are looking to generate more leads for your company through your website, and you need some help with that, or if you're looking for suggestions, ideas, feel free to reach out to me. I've got a one-on-one consultation button. It'll take you to my calendar. We can, set aside a time to talk and see if there's any way I can help you out. I'm happy to do that. You can also scroll all the way to the bottom here. Here's my email address. You feel free to reach out to me via email. Just let me know. Hey, let's, you're interested in talking about ways to generate more business for your company, and I'd be happy to do that as well. Okay. Well, hopefully that helped, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.